was running faster than the feet. Before the morning had revealed its heat, across the rooftops of the waking world, before the flag of any new day was unfurled, I was already 10 steps past the now, already worrying about the how of things that had not happened and might not. Already spending every single thought on what tomorrow had not yet decided, on scenarios that may never be. And in the middle of all that projecting, I forgot to simply let myself be here in this moment, breathing, just alive. Slow down, the mind does not need to run so far. Slow down, the present moment is where you are. Everything you fear ahead is not yet real. Everything that matters is right here to feel. The breath, the ground, the simple and the now. The peace that passes understanding shows you how to lay the anxious thinking down and just slow down and breathe and learn again to trust. Harmonies, slow down, breathe, you are here now. The river does not worry where it goes. It simply moves because moving is what flows naturally from what it was designed to do. And it arrives exactly where it's due, without the planning of each bend ahead, without the calculating of the dread of obstacles before they come in sight. The river trusts the ground and moves toward light. And I have spent so many wasted hours planning for the storms that never came, and missing all the unremarkable flowers of the moment in the playing of the game of what if and the maybe and the fear. Slow down, the mind does not need to run so far. Slow down, the present moment is where you are. Everything you fear ahead is not yet real. Everything that matters is right here to feel. The breath, the ground, the simple and the now. The peace that passes understanding shows you how to lay the anxious thinking down and just slow down and breathe and learn again to trust. Harmony, slow down, breathe, you are here now. The overthinking is a thief that takes the hours that the living always makes, having a hour for joy and replaces them. If rehearsals of the worst and condemn, conclusions that the anxious mind arrives at long before the evidence has come. And I have robbed myself of entire seasons by the calculating that was never done with accuracy anyway. The fear was never right in its prediction of what happened next. The thing I dreaded never arrived the way I thought, and yet the love of worrying about it kept me So what if I gave this moment everything, instead of saving all my best for when the circumstances finally align and all the stars decide to fall in line? What if right now was actually enough? What if the ordinary and the rough edges of the present were the place where the whole of living finds its grace?
Body knows before the mind admits it. When the carrying has gone beyond the weight of what was meant for one soul to be holding, when the shoulders have been bent too straight for too long under what was never fully yours to carry in the first place. And the sign is in the sleeplessness and in the tightness of the chest that has been running out of time to simply rest before the next thing comes. And I have been that body and that mind, running past the signals of the tired, too committed to the leaving it behind, to stop and set it down and breathe. Slow down, the mind does not need to run so far. Slow down, the present moment is where you are. Everything you fear ahead is not yet real. Everything that matters is right here to feel. The breath, the ground, the simple and the now, the peace that passes understanding shows you how to lay the anxious thinking down and just slow down and breathe and learn again to trust harmony. Slow down, breathe. You are here now. There is a practice that the ancient ones discovered long before the modern runs of everything that claims to fix the racing of the mind, and it is simply facing what is here right now without the adding of tomorrow or the weight of yesterday. Just this breath and then the next. next one following. Just this moment and the willingness to stay inside it without running to the next one before this one has finished being now. And something in the staying and the breathing changes what the body and the mind allow into the space of what is possible. I have sat beside the ocean in the evening when the sun was laying down across the sea, and felt the anxious running of the thinking slow itself against the sound of being free from everything the day had piled upon me. And something in the rhythm of the wave said you were not designed for all this rushing. You were not built to be the anxious slave of every possible and every worry. You were made for this, the present and the full experience of being in the moment, where the peace of simply living has the pull of water over stone, consistent always. Let me say something to the one who has not slept properly in a long time, because the thoughts come at 3 a.m. and will not leave. To the one who checks their phone first thing in the morning, not for messages, but for the anxiety that the night left unfinished. To the one who is always preparing for the worst and never quite arriving in the good, because the good feels temporary and the worry feels more honest. I want to say to you, the worry is lying. It has always been lying about the percentage of the worst case that actually arrives, about how unmanageable the real thing is, but it finally comes, about whether you have what it takes to handle what you had. You have handled everything so far, every single thing that came, you handled. You are still here, which means your rate of survival is 100%. Breathe. You are going to be okay. You have always been okay. You will be okay. You'll all be okay. So I am learning how to put the worry in a place that is not the front and center of every waking moment and the way I greet the morning when the light